I'm watching you. Private eyes.
Hello and welcome to your podcast, Veronica Mars. I am Joe.
And I'm Travis.
And today we are bringing you Veronica Mars Season 2, Episode 5, Blast from the Past.
So this is a lot happens in this episode, but also nothing happens in this episode. And I'm super disappointed.
See, I don't...
It's not a bad episode. It's actually a pretty good episode. But I'm disappointed that there was such this build-up to Wallace's dad and like the Alicia Keith fallout, and it all seems like secondary to this Jackie Veronica feud. And I think it should have been reversed.
I felt it was more secondary to the Veronica Wallace stuff.
I disagree.
That felt like the climax.
But that was also such a small part of the episode. I feel like we spent so much time with like Jackie and Veronica and like building up this friendship really quickly and then like ripping it apart. And if they had just set them up as friends from episode 2, then they wouldn't have had to rush this connection between the two of them.
I guess. That just... I don't know. That feels like splitting hairs.
I don't think it does.
It just... I don't know. It didn't feel like... I don't know. I didn't feel like that storyline even got what it should have.
No, I agree.
Like,
and then
I
the
felt
whole
it should have gotten more.
Veronica and Cora seemed really like... I almost kind of wanted...
I would love for Cora to like join the game.
I would have liked more of that. It was nice to see Veronica finally make a female friend. Even though it was under false pretenses.
As it always is.
Yeah.
I thought Cora could have made a fun addition to the gang. Like, fun.
I guess we'll just I guess we should. How do you want to start this episode? Now let's start with the episode description, because I kind of want to dive into this episode because I do have a lot to say.
iTunes tells us Veronica appears on a cable access show hosted by a psychic as part of the investigation into who stole, used, and returned Jackie's credit card. Meanwhile, Wallace confronts his mother about his father. Veronica places a surveillance device in the sheriff's office, and Veronica discovers a voicemail message left by one of the bus passengers just as the crash was occurring. So... stole, used, and returned Jackie's credit card.
I mean, it's true. It's very accurate. I don't know why they needed to talk about how Veronica planted a bug in Lamb's office. That's not exactly... I mean, I guess it plays a big role, but also kind of... I don't know. That was weird. I feel like more happened in the episode than that. They didn't talk about the Lamb Keith debates or...
Yeah, I probably would have done that instead of the bug. Like, Keith and Lamb have a debate.
So let's break into this episode with the first thing that kind of bugged me. And it's only because they showed... So this is also just going to make me seem like a pervert. So just go for it.
Oh,
so at the end of last episode, when Wallace's dad shows up, Wallace is wearing like a sleeveless shirt. But then when he walks in, he's now wearing like a t-shirt. He's wearing a completely different shirt.
Why would that make you seem like a pervert?
Because I was focused on his arms.
Because you noticed arms? Oh my god. I thought this was going to go in a totally different direction, so I'm glad that's what you thought would make you seem like a pervert.
Maybe not a pervert, but like...
It's a continuity thing.
It's because like also they showed in the previously on.
Yeah.
And that's like the last thing they show, and then it cuts to him walking in to talk to his mom, and it's supposed to take place right after.
Because I like that we do pick up right after.
Yeah, but now he's wearing a t-shirt, which is the same color t-shirt, but not the same shirt.
Maybe he just had those sleeves rolled into the shirt before.
I don't think he did.
Saw his dad.
I mean, maybe I'll take that as an answer.
It's a possibility.
Just that week he wasn't as jacked as he was last week.
Speaking of Wallace, he has a line at the beginning there where he's talking to Alicia, whatever, about Nathan being his real dad and the other guy not being it. And he's just like, oh yeah, because I don't see how that works, having two fathers. I'm like, wow,
It
Wallace.
was 2015.
Wow. I thought we were progressive.
It was
but I guess
2015.
not.
Gays couldn't have kids back then. So.
Did you say 2015?
I did say 20.
You've done that before. That specific year. You keep.
It was 2005. It was 2005.
It was. I just
It was 2005.
I don't appreciate the homophobia in this episode.
Except for the fact that there's like a lot of real like hot tension between Terrence and Lamb in the later on, so like they make up for it. Because like I know you did favors for men, Terrence.
I'm gonna need a favor from you.
Yeah, so they redeem themselves in my eyes.
Fair. I do like the whole story though, with Wallace and just the whole two father thing, where you have the guy who like was your biological father versus the guy who raised you and all that fun. It's when done right, it doesn't feel overused.
So what I want to know is the timeline here. So did Hank, Fennel, and Alicia start dating before Wallace was born? After Wallace was born?
I'm thinking that she got pregnant with Nathan's kid.
Yeah.
And took off from him. Didn't want to raise her kid around a drug addict. And then met, what's his name? Hank. I just keep calling him Mr. Fennel.
I keep remembering Hank because I think Hank Scorpio from The Simpsons.
Or Hank Hill.
Hank Hill.
But I think Hank started dating Alicia when she was pregnant, and then fell in love and was like, I'm going to adopt your baby.
I mean, that's
away.
Fine. I just think, I don't know. I feel like Alicia moved really quick.
Alicia's in the wrong here. And I wanted, okay,
Alicia
good.
is, it just, the timeline seems kind of wonky, because the way she kind of makes it sound like is Wallace was already born, and then he decided to do it. Yeah. And I guess it's true, because technically you can leave the father blank on the birth certificate. I think it's pretty shady that just like anyone can come in and like add their name to it, because like that's not really how it should work. But maybe it is, because like at the end of the day, even if you don't talk to your birth father, or you don't have anything to do with your birth father, they are your birth father, and their name should be on the birth certificate. And I know you have this weird disagreement, but I know you disagree with me.
I get where you're coming from with that, just like in a like genetic type of way, like knowing the genetics that went into this child, this DNA.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that, just I don't know. Alicia was wrong in this episode.
Oh, Alicia was 100% wrong. And
she just kept lying and lying.
Would like to just
lying.
take a moment for Alicia, because this is her last major appearance in the series. She appears one more time in the season finale for like a throwaway scene. But I'm actually really disappointed about the evolution of Alicia Fennell's character. I really liked her in season 1. I thought her and Keith had a really good adult relationship. And I think
there's no payoff to wreck her this way.
There's zero payoff, none. And
it's just not like Nathan comes and starts hanging around as an part of the cast.
Nathan again appears in one more episode. It's the Wallace Goes to White Castle episode,
which is a Harold and Kumar reference, and
that
not
I do
going to smoke some weed.
I'm well aware of how things work. And it just makes no sense. And Keith and Alicia's like last scene is over the phone. It's really weird. That's why I wish they had kind of not had the homecoming episode, not have the Jackie stuff, and just focused on the Fennels. Because I like how they tried to set it up over the course of 3 episodes, but in this one instance, I wish it was just one episode, because it just feels they don't give it enough time.
No, I get it. I don't know. We could have just done so much more with the family and
also
exploring all that. And honestly, it
where the
doesn't
fuck was
even
Wallace's brother?
it doesn't even feel like this was a big enough reason for Alicia and Keith to like break up for good.
No.
It feels like something for Veronica and one of her boyfriends to break up for good because it's very dramatic and like over the top and whatever. But for two very mature adults, Keith, who has had Leanne beforehand, and Alicia, who had Nathan, you would think that this would just be a bump to work through, like a bigger bump. I
assume the actress had other commitments or something and could not stay on,
I guess.
And this is the one instance where I would have been like, well, I would have been okay if Alicia was a series regular. I think they could have done so more interesting things with her.
And like normally, the older I have gotten, I tend to side with parents in teen drama.
Oh yeah, because
I'm at that age. However, I was Team Wallace like the whole way through versus him and Alicia because she didn't like, especially once they brought out the letters and she was hiding those. Like she should have told him something.
I just don't
earlier.
understand why they destroyed her character.
It makes no sense.
It's like they brought her on the level of Leanne, and I'm kind of disappointed.
Very, very.
But I do like that when Veronica and Wallace are talking about it, and Veronica's like, because she's had this, she lived this, and she's like, the parent who stays is the parent who cares.
But Alicia didn't even give him that option.
I mean, that's also true. That's also
like,
true.
Because I'm with Veronica on that, but it doesn't apply here.
Yeah,
because and he did try once he found out. Like,
fair.
And I don't know why it took a cop 18 years to find Wallace, though.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense. She was listed in the fucking phone book. He found her in 5 seconds once. Did he not know she was alive? Like, did he think she was dead? And like, oh, wow, Alicia's... Cher, you're alive. Like, no. Like, it just...
Well, I guess she did change her name, right?
Wallace just got fucked over in this episode by both parents. Except Veronica actually... Well, we'll get there, but Veronica's the only one that really came through for Wallace in this episode.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll get more to it, but she was... That's the biggest twist of the fucking episode is Veronica wasn't the best person to Wallace. Right?
Veronica was the most level-headed of the episode. That was a real shocker.
Let's just take a moment also to realize Wallace's name could have been Wallace Woods. That's some alliteration. Wait, do we know Wallace's middle name?
Wallace
Walter Woods.
Wallace Walter Woods.
I would love that.
www.
We got the internet over here. I think that's pretty much it with Alicia. See, okay, so like, I wouldn't even be mad really at the end of this episode about what they did with Alicia if we got more.
Honestly. Yeah, because
like it felt like a stepping stone that just turned into
I agree,
a resolution without a resolution
because they don't even really break. It doesn't even feel like they break up at that. Like
they don't.
It just feels like. And now
Keith, I think, mentioned something like, "Oh, me and Alicia."
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just there's so much build up for this relationship, especially at the end of last season when she's at his hospital bed, and you're like, "This is gonna be a thing." And then because from going forward, Keith, they don't do anything with Keith in any kind of relationship outside. I think season 3. The woman from Just Shoot Me shows up for a couple
to
episodes.
wreck his character. Like why is every relationship Keith gets in someone's character is just I don't get it.
It was just it was
like I was just hoping like Keith and Alicia would have been like with all the turmoil in the show, they would have been a nice heart / light in the center.
I also would have been
like,
okay if they stayed together and we didn't see her very often. Because I
just
get
mention
it.
her.
Because they do that on Criminal Minds a lot. Like a lot of the characters will be married or have spouse or the same thing, married or dating. But you only see them once or twice a season because the focus isn't on their relationships. So I would have been okay with her popping up every now and then, because it's not like the actress was 100% unavailable, because she does appear in the season 2 finale.
I don't. It's just.
So my theory is maybe she just didn't. I don't know. Maybe her and Enrico didn't get along. Maybe there was something behind the scenes. I don't know.
Maybe it was just unfortunately bad writing.
I mean,
planning, not bad writing, because the writing in the episode is good. Poor planning.
Yeah.
Bad outline, bruh. Bad outline. So I want to save all the Veronica Jackie stuff for last. Let's talk about Keith and Lamb and that bus crash stuff. Because
so I liked their debate, and I really liked how Lamb's was like, it bugs me this, it bugs me that.
Oh my god,
I love Lamb. I don't really even care. Lamb,
the Exterminator,
and Dick Casablancas are the 2 worst people in the world, and I would let them wreck me. So...
I was just gonna say, you just want like a 3-way in which you were spit roasted. That is all you want.
Can you blame me?
You need to think with your top head, sir.
Give me
not your booty hole.
Give me season 2 Lamb and season 4 Dick. And
oh wait, Big Dick, right?
No,
oh.
Season 4.
Ooh, no, season 2 Lamb and season 2 Dick Senior.
Oh well, yeah.
Like that.
Take me, Neptune.
Actually, I don't even need Lamb. Just.
Oh my god.
Just Dick Senior.
But
he is so good looking.
I don't understand. Oh, one more Alicia comment, because it was actually a really good line when Alicia's talking about how parenting, and Keith is
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Don't doubt that what you did was for the best. I'm just suggesting it might have been wise to let Wallace know.
You are giving me parenting advice?
What is that supposed to mean?
That means that I protected Wallace's childhood. I didn't sell it out. I will not invite chaos into my house.
Oh, come on, Alicia. You invited chaos. All you did was postpone it.
That was so good. Because, because I didn't sell out my child's childhood, or when I didn't sell out Wallace's childhood. Oh,
especially because of how we know she felt in season 1.
Yeah.
About the whole thing. That was such a low blow. That was a low blow.
But also, she's not 100% wrong. Keith is not a great parent.
Is kind of 100% right with his...
Yeah, no. He's also 100% right. They're both right, and they're both wrong.
Yeah. But that's what makes it so good. There's a lot of that in this episode. I think that's what makes this episode so fucking good.
That's why I don't like season 3, I think. It's because they try to give Veronica all these adult situations, and it doesn't work. But I love this kind of adult situations in season 2 when it's with the adult characters, because it feels earned, and because they are adults and they have this life to live, and it makes sense that any sane person would question Keith as a parent if they know anything about Veronica. He's not an awful father. He's a good father. She's still alive, but also
she's still alive.
She
didn't burn in the fridge.
Allowed so much to slip by, and he'll give her excuses after excuses. Leanne left, Lily died, this happened, that happened, and then at no point,
she's 17.
But then that's why he should be more on it.
True,
because she is younger. Because that's why. Because she never grows. As we will find out, she never learns and never grows. Because she's always been pretty much babied into it's not my fault. The world's against me. My best friend died 20 years ago.
Okay, though, since you brought that up, we got a DM about something like that I kind of just want to bring up real quick. It's from Memp7. She says, "Love the show. Wasn't Veronica Keith's 16-year-old daughter for most of season 1? So it's retconning that her summer birthday turned her 18, unless I'm remembering season 1 incorrectly." Which no, because like she was like throughout all of season 1, it felt like she was 16, like, and then all of a sudden, season 2, like, oh, I'm 18. It just
she
felt
had
very...
to be at least. No, okay, because she was 16 when the season started. She would have been, because she drove, so she had to be at least 16, right?
Yes.
So then she would have. Then she would have been 16, and then.
Well, we know what age she is. It's just like the continuity with it, where they want her to be younger when they need her to be, and then all of a sudden, like 18.
Well,
but I think
they really.
also...
I think what I think it is they had this idea for the jury duty episode, so they needed Veronica to be 18. But I also feel like they would
questioning her.
They would also never let an 18-year-old be on a jury. No lawyer in the world, from all I know from The Good Wife, no 18-year-old would ever be allowed on a jury, ever. And we'll talk about that when we get to that episode. But we all know it's true.
What I was thinking it could be too is with season 1, we get a lot of the pilot like retold at the beginning of every episode, like in the previously on. And I'm pretty sure there's something that mentions Veronica being 16 or Keith's daughter being 16 or something. So I think that might also make it feel like she was younger.
At her once, "You're 16 years old." I know that.
Yeah, so I think that might have to do with it. But also, I didn't research this like I was going to. The writers aren't the best when it comes to personal detail continuity.
Which I'm fine with.
Show.
It's not really the end
that's
of the world.
what it is. It's nothing
most
that
teen dramas
affects the show.
Your main cast is like 25. So, I mean, in Buffy, they all hung out at a bar. So, you know.
It was a club. Okay.
It
was an all ages club.
They were all drinking in season 4 and season 5. They're all drinking, and no way none of them are 21.
If they were 18 and 3, 19 and 4, 20 and 5. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not till 6 could they?
Yeah.
Not till 6. Well, are they drinking at the Bronx?
Because
this is a Veronica Mars podcast, sir.
I'm just gonna throw it out there because in the episode Family, Dawn makes a joke that only people who drink are losers, and that's season 5. That's early season 5 too. So they're all 20. Yeah.
Yikes. Oops. Oh well.
So I'm guessing Giles is buying them all this booze.
Or that's a good watcher.
Or Tara, because she's, who knows how, she could be a little bit older.
She's her witchiness. Veronica. So when Veronica checks the audio for the Beetle, it says it was 61.81 gigabytes. That. How long was she recording for? Because unless she was recording it in like flawless, like that's a lot. That's a lot.
I understand from a visual standpoint having the icon for the app being like a beetle on like a grass background, but that's so unrealistic and it was so stupid. And I'm like, so is that just gonna be there now forever? Like, I hated it so much. But I really did enjoy that the bug was a
I'm starting to enjoy that Veronica Mars just makes its own interfaces for like
I
any sort of technology they need.
It's like the people who design this stuff have never actually used a computer.
And I'm okay with that because it just, oh god, it makes it so, I don't even know. It's kind of charming.
Veronica just clearly has so much free time. She's like, okay, I'm gonna send him a bug, and like, I have no money, but let's do this. And
I love that she's like a coder too, because like it kind of implies that she makes these systems.
I'm gonna go with Mac makes these systems.
Okay.
Also,
but no, Mac wasn't there when she had her Lily Kane operating system.
Can we just talk about the fact that Duncan got her the fucking stationery?
Oh, and can we also talk about like Duncan and Veronica are so fucking cute in this episode? Like, it just feels
In all
so
of season
easy.
2, they're pretty cute.
Like, it just feels so easy between the two of them, and they feel like they're in love, and it's so cute. And I just, like, when the whole him talking about the homecoming after party, and she's like, the what? Like, the what now? And he's like, oh shit, I didn't ask you. And it was just, oh
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of really cute moments. I hate how much I'm really fucking enjoying.
Well, I
this
like when
rewatch.
she's like, I don't like you living here. He's like, my fingernails are clean, but I am starting to like jar my own pee.
It's great.
Also, can we talk
They're
about
really
the
cute.
fact that like there's like the dude at the hotel who just like lifts their food. It's just like burgers and onion rings.
I mean, when you're that rich, you're gonna get whatever.
I'm just
But
gonna say
no, most hotels have like an option like that. At least that I've been in.
for someone to like lift it for you.
Oh,
Not the
like
actual
that.
food.
I thought you. Oh,
the
okay.
food I don't care. It's just the whole like drama of it. And it's like
I've never gotten room service.
I have gotten room service, but I've never gotten that level of room service. But I'm also not.
Have you stayed in a penthouse and gotten room service?
Also, it just seems like Duncan does not have a well balanced diet.
No.
Like his
No,
stomach
but it's
is just
okay.
like destroyed at this point. It's a good thing he plays sports, but
It's a good thing he's a top.
yeah.
Which, speaking of, I do enjoy the Duncan Logan stuff this episode, like them trying to mend their friendship.
It
and
seems very organic.
it does. It feel like there's been enough time, and they had that whole fight or whatever. Duncan says,
Sure you want to do this? Does a bear wear a funny hat?
You know, this visit's all about mending fences, building bridges, and I'm afraid that my waxing your ass just isn't gonna help.
You talk it. I see you walk it.
that is some choice of words. Duncan waxing Logan's ass is a form of intimacy
you need a friend's hand.
that I love to see.
Yeah.
It's really great that they're still there for each other in that regard.
Well, I assume
But it
Duncan likes to
confirms
keep it
that Logan's the
clean,
bottom.
but I think Logan likes to keep it shaggy.
He does, and that's why he only waxes it when Duncan does it for him.
Yeah.
That's sweet. But
Sweet.
because I mean, Hot Shots Golf, like, but low-key, I will say Hot Shots Golf 3 for the PS2 was a really fun game. But that you know, it's code for we're gonna play this game for blowjobs and see where the night takes us. I've been there. I've had those friends.
I sadly haven't, and I'm working on it though. I'm working on it.
I really enjoyed that we got those two in this episode.
Yeah, I liked it. I did not care for the Logan Jackie stuff. It seemed they're weirdly buddy.
I would have
the
liked it to
classrooms.
explore that though, if it would have actually.
They're also like super mean to Mandy, and Mandy was just like,
I know.
she's just like, she's right. So many people owe Veronica like a thank you. So many people in that fucking school.
But okay, thank you for bringing that up though, because I really do enjoy though that Rob didn't go the route of class protector for Veronica.
I wish she would have been nominated for Homecoming, but just as like a joke. Do you know? Wait. Side note: the fact that Madison wasn't Homecoming.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there, sir. We have a whole section to this because I too am upset about this. I am very upset about.
But
this.
I don't like how. First of all, Jackie was just super mean to Mandy, and then the whole like maybe she could be an ice princess. Can we skate on her? It's like, what does that mean?
Right, I would have liked though if they wanted Jackie and Veronica to be enemies, putting her with Logan a lot earlier would have made so much more sense. Like have her as Logan's new friend because she's like this new rich girl at the school, and like they want to try to take on Veronica. No, it doesn't have to be Wallace's girlfriend. Like But I mean, we know Logan wouldn't have dated her because she's not white, blonde, and frail. But like, at least it could have been like a male-female friendship that like trying to take down Veronica. It would have been. They could have been something
friends
different.
with benefits.
I would take that.
I would take that
That'd
because
be
I
hot,
believe
actually.
Logan is just sleeping around.
Yeah.
Like his best friend is Dick Casablancas. I'm pretty sure they're like.
Well, he's
devils.
sleeping
They're
with Kendall.
devil-
Like
they're-
that's not a
Oh,
relationship.
that's right. She's not blonde or fragile.
Oh, you were right. Oh wow.
That's
Okay,
growth.
well-
That's character growth.
That is character growth. That is. We could have even just taken it a step further and had Jackie. So like, come on.
No, don't go crazy. This is not a fucking HBO show, okay?
This ain't Showtime. Calm your tits. I really, what I love about season 2, and I think this episode really, really kickstarts it, is how the relationships evolve. Like, outside of Keith and Alicia, like, nothing is, they don't let any of the relationships become, like, part of the status quo or, like, remain, like, too static of relationships. Like, he'll give you one beat of, like, here's some happiness between them, but now we need to see where this relationship's going from here.
Yeah.
And I think it's shown best with Veronica and Wallace in this episode, because it's something that's been building since the first season, and it's kind of showed Veronica, like, yeah, you can kind of turn around, but it's a little too late at this point. Like, you just need to be there for him. He doesn't need to guide you back to being there for him. So I guess we can talk about that storyline now, unless...
Should we
with the
start
bus
with
crash, we have... there was a bomb on the
Oh,
bus.
okay, first of all, how stupid is that chick to not... like, it's clearly an explosion, and everyone in, like, the media is like, oh, the bus driver, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, no, I have evidence to, like, refute that, but I'm
Right.
not gonna, like, share it with anyone. And it's like, I would have enjoyed it more if it was, like, the message was, like, a very sensitive topic or something like that to make it make sense that she didn't share it.
Right? Not like, oh, I don't want the attention.
Yeah, but then she went on a
But she
fucking,
wouldn't
like,
have gotten
cable
the
access-
attention.
But then she also went on a cable access show, so she,
Fair.
like,
Fair.
it would have been... It's so stupid, because it's the people in Neptune. I feel bad for anyone who's murdered in Neptune, because it's gonna take exactly 22 episodes to solve your murder, because the people in Neptune are dipshits. It's like in South Park. All the adults are fucking idiots, okay?
It's so mind-numbing. And then fucking Lamb's like, oh, you want me to do this to help you win the election? And Keith's like, I could have just gone to the news myself with this. Like, if I wanted to win it, I would have done it that way. Like, I feel Veronica was right when she was, like, telling Keith to go public with it.
No,
because
I think Keith was right, because
no.
there is a murderer out there, and, like, what if they find out, like, Keith, you don't know what this person's gonna do.
But Lamb isn't going to investigate it, and it was fucking proven when Keith went to him with it. Like, it...
I don't know. I feel like it's a tricky...
Keith needs to win the election to be able to solve this. Lamb
They
isn't going to solve this, and
need
Lamb
to
didn't
fill
solve
a
this.
season.
We're
only
no.
5 episodes in. We
Okay.
got a long way to go, Joe.
I do not care. Like, Veronica was right here. Lamb is not competent enough to solve this mystery.
I
Keith
also don't
is.
understand why Lamb has his chip on his shoulder. He did not solve the Lily Kane murder. He was way off on the Lily Kane murder. And
However, I will say he was in supposedly a fucking 12-point lead. I don't think this would have pushed him like that. That strong of a lead implies that people just hate Lamb. Like,
oh
not
yeah,
even, like,
again,
Keith
my
could
good
set
wife
someone
knowledge.
on fire, and they'd still be like, yeah.
My good wife knowledge tells me that's pretty good lead.
It's like it's a landslide. At that
Yeah.
point. Yeah, I don't. Oh, because he didn't pull him over for your DUI in '89. Did they give out DUIs in '89?
I don't think so.
Come the fuck on, people. I don't know. They could have. I don't know. That annoys me. Let's talk about Wallace. There's something about Wallace. Why are you frowning? Like, so upset right now?
I was trying to gather my thoughts because I have a lot of things to say about this episode with Wallace because it's super disappointing we don't get more. Because and also like,
I think.
Go ahead.
Do you mean we got more between like Wallace and his father?
Just more of like,
because
Wallace...
I think we got everything else like pretty fucking perfect with him except for that.
I also would have liked more of just almost Wallace by himself, or Wallace just reflect. Like, it just feels like Wallace is interacting with all these people, and like we kind of see where his mind is at because he's talking to people, but it just seems really.
This isn't a book.
You
can't really, unless we're giving Wallace voiceovers too. That would have been fun.
I don't know what I mean because also like
episode.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't either because I want to defend this. Like, I think this is.
You don't even know what I'm going to say, and you already want to fight me on it.
Well, because if your issue isn't solely the Wallace Nathan stuff, then I will argue with you because I think everything else is
mainly
great,
the Wallace Nathan stuff. I just would have liked more of Wallace and all these characters. I think I would have liked actually Wallace telling Veronica about his dad. Instead, it's kind of like it's told off screen.
Fair, because we could have done the bus crash stuff in the next episode.
Yes.
Or like somewhere else, the previous episode even.
Yes.
Like it could have been, and then all that time could have gone to Wallace. Okay, I'm with you on that. I will not argue with you on that.
Okay. Because like, I just feels like this is Wallace's one defining character arc in the whole series. Is his dad.
Yeah.
And
and like cheating in season 3, but that's different.
Season 3 doesn't. So I just feel like I appreciate them playing like this long game with it. Like, it's been a couple episodes we've been dealing with this, and then we'll deal with it a bit more later. So I appreciate that, but it's also when we finally do deal with it and all that, it just. Like, I would have loved for the episode to start with him and his dad continuing to talk. I almost wish it didn't cut to Wallace and Alicia. I would have rathered that whole conversation. Because then Wallace just be like, cool, and just walk away?
Yeah.
But I don't like that.
I feel like... I don't know what more
we could have got, but I just feel like we needed more.
Well, I don't know what more we could have gotten with Nathan, because my issue comes in that it doesn't pay off from here. Like, if you wanted to leave it where it was now, okay, cool. But now I'm expecting some sort of payoff. And we barely get something like that, like, 5 episodes from now.
I was going to say, the biggest issue is we don't get Wallace Wallace isn't in the next 5 episodes.
Right. And it's... I would have liked... Actually, I would have just liked more Veronica Wallace stuff, honestly. Like, I don't...
There's such a great moment last season when in A Trip to the Dentist. When Veronica tells Wallace, pretty much is like, she just puts it all on the table. And like that solidifies their friendship for me. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I just got chills.
I get it. So the fact that we kind of don't get that this episode, but then also... I do enjoy that Wallace, his fight with Veronica, where it's like, I just need you to like be a shoulder for me to cry on. I'm always there for you. But then we don't really see the other side where it's like him asking for something and her ignoring him or not being there. It just, if you know what, does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
So it
would have been a nice, I don't want to say bookend, but like just a parallel to that where, I don't know, like it wouldn't have made sense for him to like just show up at her house and do the whole similar thing, but just I think it would have even made the ending even more impactful if Veronica was like we saw her actively trying more
to
be with him. Like, even throw in some more Jackie tension between that triangle, which I really enjoy that it's a love triangle without it being a love triangle. Like, that's something I really enjoy about that. Like, it's not your grandfather's love triangle. Like, this is new and wacky. One of them are best friends, but it's not the girls. Because this is Veronica Mars, and girls can't be friends with each other.
I don't know, Jackie was really good friends with Cora. They seem to be having a good friendship.
We saw it for 2 seconds, and then Jackie accused her of stealing from her, so...
see it again in Ain't No Magic Mountain High Enough, okay?
Oh, yeah, we will. Godsend. Okay. When Wallace is trying to justify Nathan to Veronica, and he's like, how could my dad stayed with the Chicago PD all these years if he was a drug addict? The Chicago PD is one of the most corrupt police departments in this nation. So easy. Real easy. Super easy. Like, I think it's the top 3 are Chicago, LA, and New York City. Like, I believe those are, like, the 3 worst corrupt.
I guess.
But those are also, like, the 3 biggest populations.
I was going to say, yeah.
But also, I think it's, like, per capita, like, there's, like, a percentage that goes in. Like, it's still insane. I don't know, you just always hear about the fuck-ups of those 3 the most.
But I also feel like...
And Baltimore.
I feel like a lot... I feel like the smaller towns have a lot more corruption, but it's just it's like
a smaller percentage.
But it's like the entire station is corrupt, whereas like
there's 4 corrupt people versus
yeah.
yeah. I get what you're
It's like all 6 of these people are corrupt, but it's not as bad as like there's like 100 80 out of like the 1,000 that work there.
Oh God. Fair. Also, backup snuggling with Jackie is one of the cutest things, and just proves that she's not a bad person. She's just having a tough time.
Okay, so let's talk about Jackie. I enjoy her in this episode, except for the first scene where she kind of like comes in and is like talking about like homecoming and all that.
Oh yeah, like her scenes in the classrooms they feel like a different Jackie.
Yes, but all the stuff with Veronica I really like.
Yes.
I like when Terrence walks in and he's like, oh yeah, you didn't wash your hand. And she's like, yeah.
People are starting to complain.
But it's also really weird. He just kind of like bursted into Jackie's room.
I do like when he was telling Jackie that he's going to go to the auction, and Jackie's like, what? Like, why? Like, it's not something he would normally do, and I think that helps.
Whatever, like, Jackie knows what he would normally do, okay?
Fair.
They've known each other for 2 months.
Yeah, they don't get it.
But I really like just Jackie and Veronica opening up, and then because the writers couldn't just like build a nice female friendship, they had to like destroy it 2 scenes later.
So do you think do you believe that Jackie didn't tell the psychic about Lily?
Yes,
because I think it was just that Veronica is known.
I was going to say everyone in Neptune knows who Veronica is, which is why I don't like when she goes up to Cora and acts all dumb. I'm like, people in the school know who you are, Veronica. And it almost makes Cora seem like an idiot for being like, okay, cool. But I also really enjoyed her and Cora's like scenes.
Me too. But I think it was also Cora knew who she was, but she didn't know Veronica knew who she was.
But also, a normal person on Neptune would be like, why? What do you want from me, Veronica?
But also, I don't know, a good compliment will have people like, oh yeah, this is a cute jacket. Thank you. I picked it out myself.
But I guess also because Cora knows Veronica is poor. Like, they all are...
Are you going to say there's, like, a club that they go to? There's, like...
No!
All the poor kids hang out together.
No, I just mean, like,
fair.
She can appreciate Veronica, like, looking for a bargain.
Yeah.
And also because I guess Veronica at this moment in time is Neptune royalty, because she is dating Duncan Kane. And
she's the poor kid's dream. She is the poor kid's messiah.
I think Max said it last season where she's like, They were like the Brad and Angelina of the school, and now they're back.
True. It is. I never thought of that. Veronica is kind of like a poor girl's rich girl.
She's Cinderella.
Goals. Yes.
It's because she's white. She's Cinderella. Also, I really like the actress of Cora because she was on Heroes, and she was my favorite part of Heroes season 2.
She's amazing.
Her character got shafted so badly.
Well, honestly, take a number. What character did not get the shaft on Heroes post season 2?
This is true. I really, I also really like that Cora wasn't the thief.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I really like that she's like had the chicken outfit and
yes. Like she has like this real job and she's like, don't look at that. It's good.
But I also don't understand why she didn't get like any other. I feel like she could have got any other job. Why she needed that particular job? She seemed like a well put together young woman. I don't know why she had to be the chicken costume girl.
It's not like she's corny or something.
Yeah, like I don't know why she's not just. I would have loved is her to be a coworker at Jabba the Hutt with Veronica.
Ooh, that would have been good.
Yeah,
since we can't get Miss Meester.
But anyways, yeah, the psychic definitely knew who Veronica was.
So I remember at the time when this episode aired, because this is like around the time when I was really into the forum and like all that, but people were wondering if they were gonna, because your favorite scene in the premiere of Lily's ghost or whatever telling Veronica to move,
oh my god,
and then whether or not the psychic actually did reach out to Lily and whether or not we were going to be going that route for the season. Like, we're just putting these tiny little clues. Which, okay, so I know you hate it and you didn't want that approach. What if, since you already hated season 3, or most of it, like, whatever, I don't know, you are a hater, we went into Twin Peaks territory for season 3? No?
I don't like shows that switch genres like that.
Why?
Because
it wouldn't be switching genres. It would be adding a genre.
Because it feels lazy. It's like, okay, this isn't working. Let's just change it up.
But it's not necessary but you could do that in such a fun way to where like so many shows start with that, where this character has had this lived experience, and all of a sudden they run into the supernatural. Why not do it like 2 seasons in? Like, that could be fucking fun.
Whatever. When you have your own show, Joe, you can do that, okay?
But like you're telling me that couldn't have been fun. Okay, let's say it wasn't Veronica Mars, and it's just like another show did that. Like they're like, wait a second, and they had like all these little things throughout the first 2 seasons to hint at it.
Well, no, they kind of did do that. So that's kind of how Arrow worked. Arrow started super like grounded in reality, and then they branched out where they introduced like the supernatural and like magic and all that. And it kind of hurt Arrow a little bit, I think, because it...
Sir, you have way more issues with Arrow than that.
No.
Don't even try to bring that show up. That is not a fair comparison because you hate that show for other reasons. I don't
hate that show. I love season...
Oh my god, for someone who doesn't hate it, you...
Season 8
bitch and complain on it so
Season
much. 8
of Arrow is such a fucking... This has been such a fucking great season, like this last season. They got rid of Felicity, and it's focusing on, like, Oliver and... Surprise, surprise, like, Black Canary, which people are like, we all want Black fucking Canary. Like...
So you're saying you liked season 1 and season 8, and the rest has all just been
No,
filler?
I like season 1, 2, and I didn't hate season 3.
Okay, so 1, 2, and 8. Cool. Yeah, that's a... You must really love that show. Not watching it for a very specific set reasons.
For one reason. One specific reason, and her name was Felicity Smoke, and she was god-awful.
That's why you were watching it?
Why I was not watching it.
Oh, whatever.
At me, internet.
Oh god, no one cares.
Apparently they really do care.
Back to Veronica Mars and not Justin Hartley Green Arrow.
You'll never be on
credit
it.
Cards, shut your whore mouth. Credit cards do not give you an itemized.
Oh my god, I thought the same.
That pisses me off. Like, it'll tell you the place you bought and the amount, but it does
It
not
won't
break
tell you
in what
what
you
it
bought.
is.
Could you imagine buying groceries and then at the end of the month, like using your credit card to buy groceries at the end of the month, you just get an itemized list of every fucking grocery you bought?
Do you know what? I would, as someone who worked in retail, I would almost like that, because I've had so many people try to return stuff. I don't have a receipt, but here's my Visa bill that proves I paid for it. It's like, well, that doesn't tell me anything. All it tells me is you spent money here. Yeah. It doesn't tell me what you spent here or how much you paid for this item.
Right.
Like,
but doesn't your system do that? No. It does not care.
We don't track.
My system does not care about that.
Can't you just track my credit card? No. I feel like, I mean, at my one place we could look up my credit card, but it was such an ordeal to do it, and it took so long.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And the system was like, it
20
could
minutes.
do it, but it would also like, if you did it on one computer, like the entire system would pretty much lag.
Well, then they wanted you to do it like in the middle of like a rush or something.
Yeah.
Like right at peak hours. Like, I just got off work. Well, yeah, so did every fucking one else, and that's why they're all here right now, and you're wanting me to take 30 minutes to go do something that
my favorite thing was
for $4.
I used to work at it was like an industrial clothing store, so a lot of people need their receipts to get reimbursed from their company. So people would be like, "Oh, I lost my receipt. Can you look it up?" And like we could, but they'd be like, "I'm like, what time did you come in?" Well, I came in on Tuesday. I don't know what time it was. I'm like, okay,
God,
cool. Let me just look at every single receipt for the entire day. Do you remember how much you spent? Between 100 and 300. Okay, so let me just look at everything then.
Well, that, like, you can't even narrow it down to, like, a few hours?
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't. I'm like, well, I can't look it up. Well, they've done it before. I'm like, I'm not spending an hour looking up your receipt because you're an adult who cannot hold on to their receipt.
Like, if you could give me, like, even within the hour. Like,
give
hey,
me
I was here between 1 and 2. I can get that for you real quick, probably.
Pull up
and
your pull up your account on your phone, your debit or credit card.
Yes!
What time was the transaction? Give me anything, and it will tell you how much you spent, so I can narrow it down as well.
The worst is when they can't tell you the exact date. Like, I think it was like Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe? I'm like, well, I think that I can't pull this.
Yeah.
Well, can't you just put in my credit card number? I'm like, we do not store credit card numbers. Why would you want a company to store?
I was gonna say, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Like, I would be more concerned if someone fucking did do that.
Yeah.
Granted, okay, I can probably look it up by the last 4, but
well,
that's neither here nor there.
But also, I'm not.
But I can't like just put in the system.
4, 5, 2, 1.
Yeah, and then it searches like 5 months of data. Like, that's not. These systems are literally late 80s, early 90s infrastructure. Like, people don't get that. All right, let's get back to Veronica Mars.
Yeah, I just got a lot of.
I get that. We need to just start a retail podcast.
Yeah,
I'm telling you that right now, but you won't get on board with that. So I don't.
I just feel like I don't have enough stories, or if I would just always have the same stories.
We can dig into the depths of our 10
and also
years plus of retail too. My
retail job right now is so chill.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Anyway,
so
credit card statements. That's right.
Yeah.
So Veronica mentions Unicornucopia, which yet again reestablishes Veronica's horse girl status.
Why doesn't Jackie just like call the credit card company and like get these charges reversed?
Because it was more about finding out whether or not it was Cora. Also, like, she wanted to set up. Oh no, I guess that came later. But it was
also.
More,
I feel like Jackie's credit card is probably such a high limit; it would not have been like
declined.
Right?
Well, I think that she lied about it. I think she said it was declined and like kind of took the information, or unless like, things were stolen and then
maxed it out.
Yeah, that's why it was declined. I'm thinking one of those two things. Like, that's easy way to explain it.
I just don't understand how the psychic got the card back in her car. Like, Cora makes sense, but so the psychic just chucked it in her, like, because didn't Jackie say she found her credit card in her car?
I don't remember. Yeah,
Jackie said it went missing and then she found it in her car, like someone put it there. But I don't understand when the psychic would have had that opportunity to do that outside of Jackie being.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't.
Because the psychic took it to the mall. It's not like it would have been one thing if like, all these online charges.
Let's go to the mall, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does. No, I don't. I didn't think that one through, so
Also,
I have no answer for that.
Here's another problem I have with a lot of this mysteries in season 2. There's really no payoff. Like, there's no consequences to the psychic.
What do you mean? Like, what? Oh, for like the credit card thing?
Yeah.
True. But, I mean, do we really need to see that?
I would have liked
Wasn't
it.
that something you would have just complained about?
That's why.
Like, this could have been spent more time with Wallace.
That's why this should have been its own episode. That's the problem. Like,
I would have complained about it too. That's why I'm happy it's not.
that's
there.
kind of my issue with season 2 as a whole so far is they're trying to throw so many things into these episodes, and it feels
It's
like
a lot.
just a lot of things are happening, but also nothing is happening.
Like, it's more than 3 beats, and
Yeah.
Veronica Mars thrives when it's no more than 3 beats.
And it's not like season 2 is like a short season, or season 2 doesn't have its like filler episodes.
Not too many, honestly. I don't feel.
But still.
There are some, but I don't feel there's as much filler as there was in season 1.
It just feels like this is another one of the network is like, we need a mystery of the week to promote.
And
so
you
here
could
it
just tell the
is.
writers, like, fuck you.
But also, at the end of the day, if you don't want the show, then you made your choice to be on network, to be on a teen network drama.
Because, like, there was so many choices in 2005 of where you can take a show. There were 5 networks. There was no streaming. There were no...
You know what?
There were no webisodes. There was no...
I think shows
YouTube.
were
Well, it might
able
have been
to
YouTube.
have long, overarching arcs and
Like, this
still
is before-
do mystery of the week.
This is before the golden age of television where, like...
Veronica Mars would
8
have been
episodes
like
was
an 8
dignified.
episode streaming service.
Like, it just... I don't know. I think they did better this season than last season in terms of filler, but I think this stuff wasn't spread out as well as it was in season 1. So there. Let's talk about Veronica and Wallace, because this is getting lengthy because you went on a 12-minute rampage about credit cards. Well, so did I, but still. It's easier to just blame you at this point. I really liked Veronica's, after the whole Mama Max thing, where Duncan calls her and she's like,
Chesty LaRue. Hey, Duncan. I'm fine. I'm slathering up my boobs as we speak. Can I call you back?
gotta love her for having a good sense of humor about it.
But at this point, Veronica's like, whatever. Like, one more thing they're saying about me.
Well, she's just like, it's okay. It's okay. The gears are churning. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna destroy your father.
Why...
That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't understand why Duncan and Wallace, or Duncan and Logan were watching this.
Can we talk about how Veronica went from, like, 0 to burn her family to the ground in a, like, over some Mama Max, over some like boob
It's
cream.
because like,
which I get, but like,
I think it's
wow.
because she told Jackie a secret.
But it's not like Jackie knew about this or like has anything to do with Jackie, the whole gambling thing.
Yeah, but
Like,
as we
Veronica-
know, Veronica goes for the fathers. It goes for a low blow. Okay.
She goes with a fucking jugular. She's like, no. She's like, when they teach you in self-defense, like, you just go to incapacitate the person. You don't try to do anything else. You just try to incapacitate them and run. Like, that's what Veronica wants to do, is incapacitate you, but then, like, watch.
Well, it's like, imagine, like, accidentally bumping into Veronica in the hallway, and it's like, and then the next day, like, your entire family is now pouring on the streets.
It's so that. It is so that.
Also, I don't understand why Veronica... Okay, so if Veronica really wanted to get even with Jackie, I don't understand why Veronica hasn't looked into Jackie's past. Like,
Yeah.
a quick research would be like, oh, wait, like, Jackie is not who she says she is. I feel
Especially
like
considering last season, she looked up everybody.
everybody had a file on them.
Yeah, she's getting lax. It's because she's not working for Keith anymore and she's trying to have a normal life. But I feel like once that happened, well, maybe it's because she already had the Terrence stuff. She's like, well, here we go. Like,
I just
you want
think
to
it
play,
would've
we can
been-
play.
It would have made the Jackie twist a lot more interesting if Veronica had known the entire time.
True, that could have been fun, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like she would have told Wallace.
But it also would have made it left like less
hey,
out of
your
left
girlfriend
field.
has a kid. BG Dubs, you're a daddy now.
BT Dubs, she is ready to go. You're a daddy now.
Never mind. Okay, so like the Wallace and Veronica stuff is some of the best stuff we've gotten in the series. His whole, like, when him and Veronica are going at it and she's like, I can't drop this. Like, I can't do that. Physically, it hurts. And he's like,
I can't do that.
Well, why does it have to be about you all the time? Look, Jackie's right about one thing. It's your world. I just live in it. I'm asking you for a favor, Veronica. Let it go. Don't do whatever it is you're gonna do.
Ugh.
And oh god, that fucking hit Veronica that he brought up that Jackie said that. Like, that hurt. That hurt big. Wallace makes a good point that he's been hurting a lot and Veronica really hasn't been there for him, and like he just needs her to not create more chaos for him right now. But Veronica is also right, in which case Jackie started this out of the blue. Like, she wasn't even provoked in this episode.
Yeah.
It was because Wallace was dealing with something and wanted his best friend to help him.
But also Wallace kind of like, I can see where Jackie's coming from, because from the outside looking in, it does look like Wallace and Veronica have like this weird secret thing going on.
Yeah.
And if I was Jackie, I would maybe be a little insecure. She is brand new. Wallace and Veronica have had like this really intense friendship last year. So, and I'm sure she's hearing all this stuff about Veronica and like the kind of person Veronica like is, quote unquote, from other people. So I don't know. That's what makes
this episode and like this whole character triangle like so great is everyone is right in their own way.
This is like also,
but they're also wrong.
This is such a TV trope. It's like, if people just talk to each other, like,
I don't even think that.
Okay.
I think that's what helps this is not even that would really help, because Wallace has tried talking to Jackie, like, and Veronica Wallace, Veronica Jackie, like they've all tried that. It's just so much external stuff is happening that it's destroying them. It's not really a communication thing, which I think that's why I love it even more. It's not like just say that they're not dating. Like, Wallace has reiterated that quite a few times. Veronica has reiterated that quite a few times. Like, it's...
And also because Veronica's in a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. With someone she's very happy with right now.
Yeah. So let's kind of like quickly talk about prom, or homecoming. Sorry, homecoming. And,
finally, the Faders with No Sleep Tonight, which the fucking episode description did not mention.
So like after the episode, I like Wikipedia the Faders. I'm like, what are they up to? So they like broke up like not even a year after this episode aired.
Yeah. I have that album.
I just know the song because it's on the Veronica Mars soundtrack.
It's a good song.
It is a good song.
Good song.
This is where like the episode kind of. I like when they do this kind of stuff at Neptune, like the school events, but it was a kind of sad that like no actual reoccurring students were there.
Oh, kind of like, because we got them like in the episode. It would have been nice to see them kind of like at the dance.
Well, because like we don't get Dick, we don't get Beaver, and they're like main characters. Like, we don't see Corny at the dance. I would have loved to see Corny DJing. It was established he's gonna DJ.
Yeah.
We don't get like I don't think Mac would have been at homecoming. Like, there's just other characters that could have populated this. Like, I would have loved to see Cora's homecoming dress.
Oh yeah. Ooh, like if it had a lot of feathers, like an homage to her Pollo Loco.
Oh my god.
Pollo Boyo, whatever.
And then we get
Boyo Pollo.
We get drugged out Jackie and like
Okay, Tessa did some good fucking work in that.
Yeah.
Like, the,
Was
like,
there
near
no
tears.
Was there no chaperones at this party?
Probably not. Probably not at Neptune. There's enough rich kids where they didn't need
Oh,
chaperones.
that's true. Where's Clemens on this, okay?
Or Butters. Where's Butters? Where's he could have been watching out.
Because the one dude's just all over her. And it was really skeezy. And then we get Jackie and Logan.
Yeah, that was... Fucking Logan is like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like, I like to think that's because he knows Wallace and Jackie.
I was thinking this. I just think he did it more because he knows Wallace.
Because he doesn't care about Veronica at this point. Like,
no,
she's with Duncan.
Him and Wallace are like, okay. They don't have
But
any
we don't
issues
get a
against each
scene
other.
with them until... This, actually, it's this season, and it's fucking great. It's where they have to, like, team up for the egg drop.
right?
Yeah. It's such a good episode. But, I
also
like to think
Logan's
like
a jerk, but he's not like an awful person at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you disagree?
Not season 2. Season 1, yes.
He's a jerk.
He is an
an
awful person at the end of the day in season 1. Like, beginning of season 1.
Well, he was an awful person in season 1 when he wasn't a potential love interest.
Correct. There we go.
And then the moment he was, that was all like retconned.
Yeah.
I'm
saying that like I don't fucking love him. Like,
but we get like a great moment from Jackie, and it's so true. And she's just like, pick one of them.
Oh,
you can't have all the guys, okay? Not all the guys can be into you, Veronica.
Like Veronica walking up.
Jackie, if you want to lock horns with me, stuck and charged, but if you think I'm going to let you break Wallace's heart for sport, you have grossly underestimated my wrath.
God, Veronica, what is your problem?
You really can't make up your mind, can you? Just pick one of them. God, how many guys here do you expect to want only you?
I wish... So, you know, when... like Veronica sees Jackie dancing with Logan and she's just like, you've got to be freaking kidding me or whatever. Like, I don't know if it was the way that it was shot or like the delivery of the line, but I felt like there was supposed to be more like hell hath no fury in that line. And we got kind of like a sputter out of it, if that makes sense.
You know, I agree.
Like, it was great, but it was great after that line. Like Veronica just like charging up to Jackie with that. That was really cute. And then Wallace leaves the dance and leaves Neptune to go off with Nathan and
Papa Wood.
Yes, Papa Wood. I hate you. And I really, 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 really love Veronica calling Wallace when Keith is like, hey, Wallace it's like missing, and she calls just to apologize to him, thinking it was like her fault or whatever.
You got Wallace, leave a message.
I screwed up, Wallace. I didn't mean to let you down. I can't lose another friend. Please call me back.
Once again, Veronica, it's not all about you.
But I get it, like the last
I
interaction.
get it.
Like, because Keith's like, when did you last see him? Like, oh. Like,
about that.
I just want to talk about how Veronica did not bring the CD with her.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, oh, hey, you forgot this. And she's like, I don't need it. That is one of my favorite moments.
Veronica has a lot of
Period.
growth and like this episode, and I really do enjoy that Wallace kind of like gave it to her, because Veronica never gets her comeuppance, and it was nice that Wallace is like, you need to calm the fuck down. Stop.
Well, what's even better is she went through with it, or didn't go through with it. She like saw that and was like, I need to be there for him. I need to be.
Yeah.
But like, I don't blame her for at the dance seeing Jackie like dancing around with all these guys.
But it also just looks really bad because like
it's Logan.
It's Logan because she didn't stop her when she was with the other guy.
I don't think she saw him though. Saw her.
I know, but it's like it just looks.
Yeah. It was perfect.
It was, but it just, I'm like, I get it. But at least I do like that Duncan wasn't all like, he was kind of like super supportive of Veronica. And he wasn't like thinking like, oh, maybe she does love Logan still, blah, 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 blah. Like, right. I don't need that love triangle. I'm glad we never got that love triangle.
We didn't, did we?
No. I think the fans made it a love triangle, but the show never made it a thing where it's like, who will Veronica choose?
They got rid of Duncan before they could.
Yes.
Because she broke up. Like, we did have a little bit of that, though, like the beginning.
In season 1? Or season 2?
Yeah, season 1, before she even dated Logan. We had the love triangle.
But that was more like in flashback.
No, yeah. But I mean, we at least got a hint. Like the
yeah,
but it wasn't your stereotypical like.
I enjoyed they did that because it was a nice like way to shake up the status quo. Because we leave season 2 or season 1 ending like Veronica and Logan, la la la.
Yeah, like but he didn't kill.
Yeah,
like,
but it makes a lot more sense that Veronica would go to Duncan because like Duncan she couldn't have, and Duncan she loves, and
honestly, they're really fucking cute together.
They are. They're just like. They're that old married couple that's just cool.
They
and
are.
Fun. They're that cool, fun old married couple.
The little agoraphobic couple that never wants to do anything, just sit home and enjoy each other.
But when you do hang out with them, you just have a really great time.
I hate how much I love them.
I know.
And I'm gonna be so upset. I am so mad. I'm gonna be furious when Donut Run hits.
I know.
Like
I have so much to say. Okay.
Going to flip a table.
So I have one more thing left to say about this episode. And I just love the moment where Duncan picks up Veronica and Keith is like...
Don't wait up.
Tell Wallace I'm pulling for him.
Not feeling the Mars family love. Tough crowd.
Oh, come on. It's like rooting for the Yankees.
That's one of my... I love that fucking line. Because
I know.
Like, it's just... Like, Duncan, we all like you. Like, there's no point in saying it out loud. You know
I know.
Do you see my last boyfriend? Like, my father had to kick him out for being violent towards me.
And then my boyfriend before that was a drug dealer. So you're kind of like, you're great here, Duncan.
And like for a time there, you're my brother, so he knows you're going to protect me.
And the only real issue we have is for the while he thought you killed Lily. But we're all past that.
Right.
We're all past that.
It's all right. I would like, my last thing for the episode is, I like how much this episode sets up other things.
Yeah.
It sets up Rhonda and her whole, like, trailer trash attitude, her sister, or whatever.
Oh, right.
The Bachelor auction that's coming up.
Oh, right.
Where Sax and Ms. That one's Nobody Puts Baby in a Corner. Who's the teacher that stole Ain't No Magic Mountain High Enough?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Because it's her. Like, her and Sax go on a date, and she has to babysit the kid. The Winter Carnival, speaking of Ain't No Magic Mountain High Enough.
One thing I think
there was something else, too, and I can't remember what they set up.
I think, planned their season better.
Yes.
Because season 1 felt like things just kind of happened.
Uh-huh.
Because I also feel like they didn't know when the show was going to get canceled.
Right.
But season 2, they're like, okay, we know for sure we're going to do like 22 episodes. So let's plan it out a little bit.
Season 2 really found its footing in that regard. And I just think trying to live up to the Lily Kane case, they shot themselves in the foot for having such a great season 1 mystery. Like,
they
sorry,
shot themselves
but
in the foot for having such a great Lily Kane.
That's true. I don't know. It's just like that mystery. You're not going to top it. And they haven't in any subsequent season or movie or book.
I think the movie mystery was really good, except for the outcome of who it was. But the actual mystery itself was really good. And had it been an actual character from the series, I think I would have been a lot better with that. But
Gia
was not the killer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would have loved if Gia was the killer. That would have been a really good intro.
Sorry. I don't know why I conflate like how they just kind of destroyed her character at the end of that movie.
I don't think they did. I think killing her was a mistake, but I actually think everything she did was very on point for Gia.
I don't know.
We'll get there.
I love the movie.
Let's wrap it up, Joe.
Okay, segment time.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
Fashion segment. In this segment, we'd like to talk about the fashions of 2005, what we liked, what we didn't like, and what was just super fucking weird for the time. What do you got, Travis?
I hate how much I love this, but
oh god,
I love Logan's orange and gray ombre hoodie. He wears it.
I love that hoodie.
It makes his shoulders look so broad, and like that's all over the season 2. That's the season 2 promo. Is him in that hoodie.
It's a good hoodie.
I also just really like that hoodie as like just a hoodie standpoint, like that ombre effect on it. I wish I had that hoodie. It's a beautiful hoodie.
It is.
I really like Jackie's wool gray sweater she was wearing when her and Veronica were hanging out. I also really like Duncan's bro varsity shirt he was wearing with the cut sleeves when they're playing video games. I have a thing for arms.
Duncan's like homecoming outfit. He looked so dapper and so cute.
I also really like Veronica's homecoming dress.
Yeah, and her like raccoon makeup she had.
Yeah,
going on. I really liked it.
I like the hair. I think Jackie had a really ugly homecoming dress, I have to say.
I think it might have been because she was just like wasted,
maybe,
and, like, carrying herself a little weird.
I just think the dress was a little too casual, and I was expecting a little bit more from Jackie.
It's homecoming.
She also just wasn't that put together, but also because she was also drugged out.
Her mystery pills. Give me a Xanny.
What do you got?
Veronica's dress and Duncan's suit and Logan's hoodie. So there we are.
Okay.
Let's go into...
These are the jokes.
In this segment, we'd like to talk about our favorite quote of the episode and kind of just expand on it a little bit. I know we talked a little bit about this before the episode started, but this episode is not really quotey. There's not much. It was really hard to pick a favorite quote because there just wasn't much to pick from. But mine, I'm hoping we have the same one. Mine's from the beginning, and it's from Corny.
I'd like to nominate Veronica Mars.
Like, ironically?
Yeah, she's badass, smoking hot, and overall nice to come home to.
Like, it's such a cute little corny quote, and it's great to see that, like, Veronica is beloved by the underdogs of the school. And fucking corny. Like, it's fucking corny. What do you have?
So that's not my favorite quote.
Oh, damn. But yay, that gives me more to,
But it is a really
like,
good
use.
quote. My favorite quote is when Duncan finally does ask Veronica to homecoming, and then she's like,
Of course I want you to go with me. You're my woman.
See, was that so hard? Okay, I'll be needing an orchid wristlet, preferably in the fuchsia family, a Rolls-Royce limo, and some Kane software stationery.
Seriously? Stationary? What for?
You're here for your looks. Why don't you leave the heavy thinking to me, sugar pants? Now go make yourself pretty.
So that little cut there I really liked.
It's cute. It was a cute little moment.
Yeah.
I really loved all the Duncan and Veronica stuff in this
Well, then
episode.
I also like when he's like questioning her, and she's like, "I don't keep you here for your questions. Because you're pretty." No, and then when she like starts eating, and she's like, "No, stay quiet. Go doll yourself up," or something like that.
yeah, come make yourself pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't much here, which is gonna make my job editing this episode.
But I will say,
so
thinking
much
of
easier.
quotes, I also really liked when Veronica nominates Wallace, and she's like, "When I'm feeling bad, I like to," and then she's like, "I nominate Wallace Fennel."
Isn't she like, I like to get into the pirate
spirit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we should use for our pirate points. For the MVP.
Oh yeah, for the MVP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. That's a good idea. Thank you.
I'm really glad we rewatched the whole series before we started this.
Hey, I got all these fucking quotes from not having watched the
this is
series
true.
in quite a long time, so go me. Next segment, we are going to...
Excuse me, it's Madison's turn. It's time for a Madison Minute. Hello.
It's time for a Madison Minute. So, if you are not familiar with this podcast, one of our favorite characters is Miss Madison Sinclair, and we feel that she is not in the series near enough nor used to her full potential in the episodes that she should be in. And we used to talk about her quite a bit throughout the episode, so we now just have a segment dedicated to what we think Madison is doing in episodes she is not physically in. This is actually a really good episode for it, because the last few, there haven't been opportunities for her.
The school episodes are easier to find Madison. So, even if we couldn't have her in this episode, I wish she just would have been a homecoming. Like, just put her name in there as a homecoming queen nominee.
That Ashley chick that was in the classroom, like, mocking Corny and
should have been Madison.
That should have been Madison.
100% should have been Madison.
Like, why do they do this? Like, they have these... That's twice now we've had this, like, bitchy girl character
it's actually
that
been like
hates
3
Veronica.
times. It's been like 3 times now.
Which, okay, we're trying to expand it out to show that there's more than one person that hates Veronica. But just give Madison new flunkies.
Yeah. Like Cordelia had different Cordettes every other episode, so it doesn't matter.
We had Cordy, Harmony, and then whoever else the fuck they wanted in there. Like,
it was usually like a diversity card, but it was still someone.
Give us someone new.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would have been really great. Like, oh my god. So it would have been, because like Meg was in charge of the last homecoming, right?
It wasn't homecoming, it was just a dance, right?
Sadie Hawkins?
Yeah. No.
Because the guy asked the girl. Or the girl asked the guy. No, wait, that wasn't Sadie Hawkins then. Either way, Meg was like doing stuff for that dance, right?
Duncan was doing it, right? He was in charge of it.
It was but I thought Meg was
was there helping, but Duncan was in charge of it. Because he's the one that you could have. Because Duncan had the checklist.
Yeah, that's right. And he's like, "Did I just see my best friend ask my ex-girlfriend out to the blah blah winter formal?"
I don't know.
Either way, let's say that we're just gonna keep the train of thought that Meg was a part of that. It would have been great to see Madison step and be like, "No, Meg would have wanted me to do this. Yeah. Meg would have wanted."
But the problem is Madison. I don't know if this like went on to season 2 to senior year, but she was cut from all activities, right?
No, because remember, she's working on the winter carnival stuff,
right?
In Ain't No Magic Mountain High Enough,
right?
We watched that together.
Yeah, they could have done so much with Madison. The fact that I would have loved to see like Madison and Dick at homecoming.
I don't know. No,
I
they're
love
not
them
together. They're not together.
I don't care.
Wow.
I don't care.
Problematic couple alert. Problematic couple alert.
Whatever. In like a couple episodes when they're talking about when Gia says like, "Oh, I like Dick," and she's like, "My dick," like so.
Well, but that's that whole like, I may not have him, but you can't ever. That's that whole.
There was definitely a place for Madison in this episode.
Oh God, yes.
At least a name drop. I would have taken a name drop.
Wholeheartedly. All right, so then let's go into...
Go Pirates!
Our MVP, our most valuable pirate. In this segment, we like to choose which character we thought was the best of the episode, whoever did the most, whoever we liked best, whoever just tickled our fancy. Do you want to go first? Yes, you do.
I give it to Wallace Wood.
Wallace Wood. Mr. Wallace Wood.
To Walter Wood.
Walter Woods.
I think this is his like
fair.
The best he does. And I think from what I recall, I think he has a couple more good episodes, but this is really like his...
Well, this is also like a really good episode for Percy.
Yeah.
Like he got to like really get into it more than what they normally give him. I'm giving it to Veronica.
I was going to, but I gave it to her last week, I'm pretty sure. So I was.
That's what happened to me last week. I'm like, no, I gave it to her the week before. It's Veronica. Maybe that's why I like this season more than season 1 is because Veronica's I don't want to say a lot more likable because she had reasons to be the way she was in season 1, but I think it's how we've kind of naturally progressed with her.
She's
into this
grown,
season.
And it's been really nice.
Like
she's an adult now, so she's making adult situations.
I can't think of a string of episodes in season 1 where, like, I'm fighting to not give it to Veronica.
I feel like we fought. I think the last 3 or 4 episodes, we both just wanted to give it to Veronica.
Well, that's not fair. She solves her rape. She solves
her best friend's murder.
Her best friend's murder.
That's true. She finds the dogs. She frees the dogs.
She
goes up against
blackmails a Navy guy. Like, come on.
She deserved it.
Yeah. Okay. So the last segment.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
Pirate points. We figure by the end of the episode, you know how we felt about it, whether or not we liked it, hated it, fell somewhere in between. So instead of giving it a numerical score or letter grade, we like to just have fun with it and say how many pirate points we would give to the episode. What are you going to do for pirate points, my friend?
I give this episode enough pirate points to have a one-hit wonder British pop band play at any of your parties.
Were they British?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't even know that. I don't know why I didn't know that. Well, probably because they only had one album. And, like, nothing after that. I'm going to give it enough pirate points to wax your best bro's ass while playing Hot Shots Golf 3 on the PS2.
That sounds like a good time.
Dude, it was a good episode. So I'm glad it tracked.
No homo.
Oh, sir. All they know is homo. Anything else? Any lingering whatevers?
No.
Alrighty. So then with that, brings us to the end of the episode. You can find us on social media at veronicamarspod on Instagram and Twitter. Email us, veronicamarspod@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Ojo. That is OHJEAUX. Travis, where are you?
You guys can find me on social media at Travis Truant. That's Travis and then TRUANT.
And then if you haven't, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast. That way you don't miss any episodes coming up because God willing, we will not have another hiatus until the end of the season.
It was Christmas.
I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying it'll be nice to just get through the season.
I'm so excited for season 3. Let's just blast through this thing.
You are the worst human being.
Let's just slam that subscribe button.
Oh, you gotta smash that subscribe button. And if there's a rating system, find the 5 stars and give it a little to let us know how much you love us. And then other than that, we will see you next week with season 2, episode 6, Rat Saw God. And with that, I hope you are having a better day than Jackie's gonna have with that hangover. Bye.
Bye.
You tried to save Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.